Good evening and welcome to PM Express. My name is Martha Krensolakwa. Today we're talking housing. You've heard that before, but today I am sure before we finish, you find solutions to your housing problems. I know it is very important for you to have a place to lay your head. It contributes a lot to development and to what you do day in and day out. But there is one key issue we've been talking about for some time: mortgage. Have you tried taking a mortgage for your house? What did you go through? How did it pan out? Do you think you want to continue or you've given up? This evening, I have the right man in the studio to talk about some of these things, plus the 2015 Multi-TV HFC Habitat Fair, which is ongoing. You've seen the first phase, you see the second phase later this month. And so when we start talking along the line, we'll share some of the concerns you have, and I'll try and get a solution from the man himself. I have in the studio Mr. Charles Bonso, who is the General Manager, Mortgage and Technology at HFC Bank. Thank you very much for coming on PM Express.
You're welcome. And I'm happy to be here.
Good. Mortgage.
Yes.
We'll get there. But right now, let's talk about the Multi-TV Habitat, HFC Habitat Fair. It's a partnership. How is it going? How has it been the past 5 years?
Okay, well, HFC Bank, we've been sponsoring this program for the past 5 years. Mm-hmm. The good thing about the Habitat Fair is that it provides a one-stop stop. It provides an opportunity, one platform where real estate developers, companies that deal in building materials, individuals who are looking for houses to buy, mm-hmm. and all those in the chain of housing delivery are able to meet on one platform, and through that we're able to meet the needs of customers. HFC has always been for the past 5 years, has been the financial intermediary between the developers, those looking for houses, those looking to buy building materials, those who come to Habitat Fair, because we go there with other divisions and other groups within the HFC Bank group. One, we go with our HFC Realty, who are developers themselves, who themselves build houses, and also are able to help people who need professional advice on valuation and architecture services. We also go there with HFC Investments, who provide investment advice, how you can invest your monies in unit trust or any other financial instruments. We also have a subsidiary, HFC Boafo.
Okay, I've not heard that.
You've not heard about them. They've been around for a while. They really look at the micro level. They deal with the ordinary mom and pop shop,
okay.
The individuals, people selling yam, the microfinance level. So we go there as a group, and we're able to provide a wide array of financial services. So
it's been a beneficial venture, and I understand it's a one-stop shop. So when I get there, I get everything, because usually you don't have the time to go around shopping for all these things. Correct. So getting there provides the opportunity for you to get all that. Correct.
It's a wonderful opportunity, and for this year, we started with the mini fair at the Junction Mall.
Yes.
This weekend we'll be going to West Hills, mm-hmm. at Waja, and then the main event will be in August at the Accra International Center. Then, I think 2 months later, we'll be in Kumasi, the Garden City.
Okay, so we're going to get this out there and help people do what we are trying to do here practically. Let's talk about mortgaging. Who qualifies to take a mortgage?
Well,
now?
anyone who works and makes an income can qualify.
In the formal sector, or both formal and informal?
Both formal. The important thing is that you have to, we should be able to verify the income you make. Income here is not necessary for those of us who work and get a pay slip. Income is what you get as pay slips and any other things that you do that earns you an income.
But it must be verified.
It must be verified. We should be able to verify that, you know. So that is it. I mean, we want to demystify mortgage. Basically, that is what it is.
Sounds so simple.
It is simple.
Really?
It is simple. What is mortgage? Mortgage is basically a legal agreement in which a person borrows money, you know, to buy a property and then pay over a certain amount of period. That's what it is. Very simple. But because, you know, it has been the formal sector for a long time, you know, people tend to believe it's something very complicated. But I can tell you it's simple. It's just like buying a car. You've seen a car and you want to buy it. If you don't have money to buy, you go to the bank for a loan to buy. The same way, you've seen a house, you want the house, you don't have all the money, you go to a bank to get the loan and to buy the house.
Sounds easy, but I'm sure there are more requirements than just earning an income.
Well, the most important requirement is that you must be employed. You must be working and earning some income so that you can continue to make your monthly payments.
Doesn't matter how much I earn?
It doesn't matter how much you earn, because how much you earn will determine the loan that you get. So, for instance, if you are earning, let's say, 1,000, 2,000 Ghana cedi a month, you should be able to qualify for a loan of about 80, 90 to 100,000 Ghana cedis. Someone earning a little bit higher will qualify for more. So what it means is that we should all be able to cut our coat according to our sizes.
I think you should go with according to our fabric.
Well, that's even better, you know, so that if you are a young person, you just came out of college, you started working, you only need a one bedroom. So you can start life in that way. You go for one bedroom, maybe expandable, so you have one bedroom. You get married, you still need only one bedroom. You get your first child, you can still decide you have one bedroom, or you can go for a two bedroom.
I see.
So as you grow in the job, you get promotion, your family life improves, you get a wife, you get children, then you move to a bigger house.
Then what do? I take a new mortgage, or you expand what you have given me?
You
what
have
do you
options. You have greater options, because what happens is that you are creating wealth for yourself. One, you can either rent the old property and make rental income every month.
Okay.
You also become a landlord or a landlady. Or you can sell, make big money, use that money as a down payment to get a bigger house.
Okay.
Or you can go for another mortgage.
Do you give this advice when your clients come to you? After I've taken the money and I've done this, I've taken your advice, I've started on that humble note, because that's all I needed. When my family size increased and I want more, do I need to come back to you and seek advice? Is it, what do you advise?
I'll advise you come back, because now your family size has increased and then now you need about 3-bedroom house. So come back, take another facility, because you already own one house. You can take what we call an equity. That means we value the old house.
Okay.
And if the value of that house is good enough that it can buy a new house,
All right.
you just move into a new house and take what we call an equity. and move into a new house. In that process, we are creating wealth for you. Now you have 2 houses. One of them is on rent. You are making rental income every month. In addition to that, you are working and paying your mortgage. That is how.
Okay, so after I have applied as a single person, along the line I got married. Now I want to rope in my spouse. Yes. Is it allowed?
It's allowed. It's allowed. And the advantage of a joint application
we call
is
that
that
joint application.
The joint income qualifies you for a bigger loan.
Okay.
So you can now go for maybe high value properties because now you and your husband put together make a bigger income, and therefore you can afford to pay a little bit higher monthly
in doing this, do I give any deposit, or you give me
well,
the money
we
straight
normally
away?
we normally require a minimum of 20% down payment, but we also have a product where, depending on the income that you make, you could qualify for 100% mortgage.
Okay.
Or, depending on the income you make, if you have 5% down payment, we can take 10% down payment. If the down payment is less than 20%, we can take it. Or we could give you 100% mortgage.
Since you're using, you must be employed or you must be getting an income as a yardstick. Along the way, if I lose my job, what happens?
Well, if you lose your job, we'll give you an opportunity where you can get re-employment. Because if you've lost your job, you can't make your payments.
Exactly.
And therefore, after a certain number of months, if you are not getting payments, you are not working, we think that one, you can, if you are married, I mean, you can bring in your spouse, to help. You can look at the siblings, parents. If after a certain number of months still, there's nothing that we can do, then we have to focus on the property. But in that situation also, you could sell the property and we'll give you the difference if we sell it at a higher value than the loan amount.
Within what period? If I am jobless for a period
normally
of
after
a year?
6 months,
6 months.
6 months, we should expect you to resolve that matter.
Okay.
Yes, we should expect you to resolve that matter. Once it's resolved, you can come back, we can restructure the whole loan again, and then you continue from there.
Okay. I see. So whatever happens to me in the course of my line of work, I should let you know.
You have to let us know. You should always be in contact with us if there's a problem, because there might be certain months, you are tight, and for that month, you might not be able to pay all. So you need to talk to us, and then we'll take whatever is available. There are certain months, maybe you are traveling, so you can decide, look, I'm traveling, I'll be away for about 2-3 months, so get this payment and spread it over the 3 months. So it's important that when you have a mortgage running, you should always be in touch with your bankers.
One thing that has been bugging my mind is whether I can only take the mortgage to buy and I can take mortgage from you to build. Can I?
Well, what we provide at the moment is where if you have started building and you've reached the lantern level,
okay,
from that point on, HFC Bank can come in to help you to complete it.
I see.
Okay.
Why won't you help me from scratch? I have the land.
Well, there are some difficulties.
Yeah.
One, we have to make sure that whoever you bought the land from is really the owner.
Okay. Because of land litigation.
Land litigation, so it is the riskiest part of this business. However, if you are able to get the land, there are no encumbrances on it. The property, the land is within 45 kilometers radius in the city, because we don't want you to build a house in no man's land. You must have some basic infrastructure.
Okay.
You must have motorable road. It doesn't have to be the best road, but it must be motorable. There must be water, there must be electricity.
Okay.
If these are present, we can connect you to our realty, HSV Realty, and they have some house designs that they can show you. You can select one and it can be done for you. And we can work all this within a certain price. What we don't want to do is that we don't want a situation where you come for the money, and then you go, we believe in that you are going to build a house.
Oh, so you want to ensure the money actually goes into the
building of the house. Because building a house in Ghana is not easy, because most of the materials are imported. When you come for the loan, let's say you did the valuation today, and the quantities of bills indicate that you need 100,000 Ghana cedis. So we approve 100,000 Ghana cedis for you. As you start building, when you reach a certain level, you decide that instead of louver plates, you want to use
sliding doors and windows.
Then it means that
it changes the
whole thing. And then halfway, because you started introducing new things, the money is finished. Now it becomes difficult for a customer to pay on a loan he has taken when the house is not complete. So we want to avoid that. If you already started the house, you reach a certain level, the lengthening level, HFC will be willing to come in to help you complete it. Okay, so that is one way and the easiest way.
But what's your business if I take the money and I decide I am going to change the design of the house? I'll still pay you. You want to help me pay? But
I can show you that 99% of the time, you will not be able to pay, because the money that you came for to build a house is not enough to build a house, and the house is not complete. You might not even be able to live in the house. What happens?
Yes.
You are renting a place and you are paying rent, and now you also have taken a loan to build a house. It's incomplete. You are paying there. I think that would be too much pressure on you, and we want to avoid that kind of pressure on our customers.
That's nice, thinking about the customer. But are there specifications you give your customers who want to buy? Do they go and shop for the houses and come tell you, I've seen one here, or you propose? How do you do that?
You have to shop for the house. And when you shop for the house, you've identified the house that you are looking for. Then you come to us. Then we'll sit down with you and advise you, because we want to make sure that, one, you can afford the property. For us, affordability is simple. Affordability to us means that you must not use more than 35% of your income on either rent or housing expenses.
That's sensible.
Very sensible. So that's the kind of advice we give you. So you have an idea what your payment should be like, and therefore the property that you can afford to pay.
Do you consider if a person has other sources of income, informal?
Sure.
For instance, you have just what I earn at multimedia. You don't know whether I have other sources. So if I tell you, okay, I have other sources, do you just take my word for it, or you want that one to verify it?
Well, we should be able to verify the income, because in arriving at the loan, we look at all the incomes you make. We like to look at all the incomes that you make. See, once we look at that, then we can say, dear lady, dear customer, I think having looked at all this income, you qualify for 200,000 Ghana. If you are looking for only the income you make at company A, you might qualify for 100. But if you look at all these incomes, you qualify for 200, and therefore we'll be willing to give you that 200, because we've been able to verify that the other incomes will keep coming in.
There are many of us who think that the mortgage industry has become a cut-out sector for the elite or the rich in society. Do you have any idea why we think like that?
It's an erroneous impression. You know,
Really?
the rich don't need mortgages. The rich, they don't need it. They can afford it. I mean, they just go and pay cash. The rich don't need it. It is normally the middle class that really will need it, and then a lot of people in the informal sector. they will need it. The advantage of also having a home or having a house is that you start creating wealth, and therefore you can use that property to start a business. If you need money to start a new business and you go to the bank will tell you, I need a collateral. If you have a house, you put it down as a collateral, and any bank will be willing to give you money for you to start your business. You can use that money to do anything you want to do, anything that will bring you income. Not anything that really make you waste the money away. But that is the advantage of owning a home.
So it's an erroneous impression.
It's a very erroneous
that
impression.
Mortgage is for the rich.
No. For the rich, as I said, they don't need a mortgage
at all.
No,
all right.
It's normal middle class.
But
we at HFC, you know, we cater for all class of
So even if the rich comes, you cater for the rich.
If they come, we'll cater for them.
And you have their kind of mortgage as well.
Definitely.
We'll take a break from here. We'll come back and talk more about mortgage and housing. You're still on PM Express, and we are talking mortgage here on PM Express. Mr. Charles Bonso, you mentioned that you can pay off the mortgage.
Yes.
At what point?
Well, at HFC, our mortgages, the maximum term of our mortgage is about 20 years. So when we give you the mortgage for 20 years, we are expecting that you pay monthly for the next 20 years. However, if you decide you want to pay off, depending on the kind of scheme we put you, for instance, we have what we call the flex, which most Ghanaians take that scheme. For that scheme, you can decide to pay off anytime. There's no penalty. But if you take what we have as the standard mortgage with a reducing balance effect, if you pay within the first 5 years, we'll charge you a penalty for early repayment. It's about 2.5% of the outstanding balance. However, if you decide to pay off after the first 5 years, there's no penalty.
Why would you charge me a penalty for paying off in good time?
Well, it's
earlier than you expected.
Thank you. We could have invested that money. We decided to give it to you as a loan for 20 years. So we've calculated the interest we make on it and everything. We could have invested it in short term or in 91-day treasury bill. We can turn it over as many times as possible. So at least we expect that we should make some income, because don't forget, that money we gave it to you belongs to somebody else.
Yeah, so you invested in me.
Thank you. So we expect some return out of that, and also to take care of the risk that is involved with that.
One concern I've also heard over and over again is mortgage in dollars. We are in Ghana. Why do we give mortgage in dollars?
Well, this is a good question, and I'll answer it simply. At HFC Bank, we give dollar mortgages to those who earn dollar income.
Okay.
Therefore, most of those who give dollar mortgages to are Ghanaians living abroad, because they earn foreign currency. There are few Ghanaians whose income are in dollars. Apart from that group, everybody else, including myself, will take mortgage in Ghana Cedi.
Yes.
So that's what we do at HFC Bank.
Too many people are doing that. Too many people are getting mortgage in dollars. I don't know about this until you just told me, because they are earning in dollars, you give it to them in dollars.
Correct.
But I see us quoting prices, quoting the price of a house in dollars. So if I'm coming to you, I'm not coming to quote and tell you I shopped and I saw this house and it's in cedis, because I saw it in dollars. Where is the connection?
Well, it's illegal, Bank of Ghana frowns upon that.
Exactly.
All prices
it's on paper.
But all prices should be quoted in cities. So for us, if you come to us, we will convert it to cities.
And give you a CD mortgage.
And we'll give you a CD mortgage.
Okay.
We'll pay the developer CD because CD is the currency in Ghana. And your loan will be set up in cedis, and you pay us in cedis.
Wow. That's refreshing. And thanks for telling me. I'm sure thousands of people also heard it here, and they are going to come to you. And if you don't do that, they will come back here.
No, because you see, there's a risk. There's a huge risk
in giving the CD mortgage.
No, in giving the dollar
mortgage.
Because look at it this way: I earn cedis, and you are giving me a loan in dollars. If today the rate, for the sake of discussion, the rate is 2 cedis, and I'm paying $200 a month, it means that now I'm paying 400 cedis a month.
Yes.
And you know, since the dollar is not our currency, and it keeps on fluctuating, tomorrow it is 2 cedis 50 pesos. It means that now my 200 cedis is now going about. It's increasing.
500 cedis now.
So every month you cannot budget.
There is no stability.
There's no stability. You cannot budget because every month you'll be paying more cedis. That's number one. Number two, the balance on the loan in cedi terms is increasing every day.
Yes.
So it poses a systemic risk. It's a risk to the whole economy. And other countries who went through that, stopped it.
Okay. Let's open up the conversation now and talk about our housing deficit and how we can bridge that gap.
Please.
Can we use the mortgage to bridge that? So impossible.
Well, it's one of the avenues.
Okay.
But I think with our deficits, there are a lot of things that we need to do. One, we don't have what we call long-term cheap funds. And because we don't have long-term cheap funds, interest rates are higher.
Okay.
Our microeconomic indicators are not good. And therefore, investors will be more interested in a 91-day treasury bill than investing in long-term loan. In addition to that, there is less supply of houses than the demand. That means there's too much demand and little supply. How can we work this thing out? It takes a lot. The government has come up with its, finally, with its policy on housing. There are a few things within that policy, if it is implemented and implemented well, will go a long way to reduce the deficit. One, well, currently we have a pension scheme, a new pension scheme. If the rules, because the pension scheme really, the Tier 2 and Tier 3 pension schemes were developed purposely for you to use it to acquire a house. So the rules governing the pension scheme has to be written in such a way that it helps to fulfill that goal. Currently, the rules don't
support that.
It doesn't. So
it's
it has
so
to
flexible, so it's a matter of choice.
Well, no. Right now, it's very rigid. Right now, with these pension funds, you are not. They tell you what about a large percentage of it has to be invested in government treasuries. It means that a large percentage of it has to be invested in 91-day treasury bill. It's wrong. Rather, a large portion should be invested in real estate. When you do that, you create cheap funds, and through that same route, we'll be able to use that money to build houses. We'll be able to use that same money to provide mortgages, which will be cheaper, far cheaper than the current rule. So that has to be worked out. And then, of course, government also has to play a very important role, creating the environment for mortgages to be cheaper, especially for government staff, government workers.
It should be.
Government should be able to provide.
I think it should be a plan.
Yes.
That when you're working for government, along the line, you get this support.
And they have it in the plan.
Housing policy.
Well, at this moment, we have a scheme with government. We've had this since 2008, where it was a pilot program, but now I think it's become better. What does it do? HSBC Bank, in collaboration with the Ghana government, were able to offer public sector employees mortgages, loans up to about 50,000 Ghana cedis. There are companies that can build basic 2 bedrooms for that price. Interest rate is 15%. Maximum term is 20 years. And you can't get it any better than this. So if you're a public sector employee, if you're a teacher, if you're in the medical services, you're in the security agencies, you're a civil servant, judiciary staff, if you can identify any house that is about 50,000 Ghana cedi, you can come to HFC and we can help you acquire it without a down payment.
Okay, so this is not part of the housing policy we're talking about.
No,
this is just a partnership you
have with government.
But then you were talking about the housing policy and then the implementation that you're sure can help us bridge the deficit.
Correct. That government there are certain policies within certain policies that government has come out with, which if they are implemented, will help bridge the gap.
You have doubts about the implementation?
The implementation, well, you know, Ghanaians, we are very good in coming out with policies, but execution, implementation has always been one of our problems. But if it is implemented and implemented well, it can make significant reduction in the deficit within 5 years.
That policy is already adopted by cabinet.
Yes.
We are waiting for it to be implemented. But the tier 2, I thought the tier 2 actually is meant to do what you are saying.
Yes.
But if you are saying it's so rigid that it doesn't allow, then there's
a problem. So the National Pension Authority, I think they should look at the rules governing the fund.
Have you made proposals to them?
Yeah, I think we've had discussions with them. We've sent papers to them. And I'm told they are looking at it, you know, although it's been too long.
Yes,
it's been too long. Because the law came into effect 2010. And it's 2015, 5 years on. You know, we are still telling fund managers that they should be investing in government treasuries. And that is wrong.
So do we have a stable macro environment that allows a mortgaging to thrive?
We don't.
Ghana?
We don't. But HSC has a product that tries to mitigate this problem. The product is simple. For instance, if you take a facility from us, if you take for most local Ghanaians about 90, 80, 100,000 Ghana cedis, with the high interest rates today, about 28, 29%, if your income is not able to make the full interest, we will still give you the loan. However, we'll make sure that at least 35% of your income is able to pay every month. So we start you with that low payments every month. At the end of the year, we will increase the payment because we believe that at the end of the year, you either might get a promotion, you get salary increase. I mean, as you go through the job, your income will increase.
Okay.
And therefore, as your income increases, your repayment also increases.
Okay.
And it's a program we've been doing it since 1991, and it's worked very well. But the largest size of our portfolio are with local Ghanaians who have this product working for them.
Okay, so aside waiting for the housing policy to be implemented so we can bridge this gap, do you see peculiar challenges facing the housing market that is not allowing us achieve this?
Oh yes, most of the products are imported.
Okay.
And therefore, I mean, we're building inflation with the CD dollar fluctuations. You see the effect in the housing price.
Okay.
So the prices of houses are very steep, they're very high.
Okay.
And I think they need to come down. And I think recently I have seen house prices come down. I've seen house prices come down.
Is it competition?
Not competition, but it's the economy.
To that,
it's the economy. Because in an economy like Ghana, you can't continue to sell your products in dollars. The prices are high, so basically a lot of Ghanaians have been cut off from the market. And a lot of developers now have brought their prices down.
Really?
I mean, prices that used to sell for $80,000 now are selling for $50,000-$60,000 US.
Are they the penthouses?
No.
All over. They are also all over and they are quoted in dollars.
Yes, those penthouses, those who can afford it, they don't need a mortgage. They just buy. But so for most middle income people, we need mortgages.
We don't include them in the deficit at all because they don't need it.
No. And the problem with the deficit figure is we are not told whether the deficit is in the high net worth, the middle income, or low. But
it's all lumped together.
Yeah, it's all lumped together. But I think the deficits might be in the middle
lower.
Yeah.
Okay, because I know there are so many people doing the chamber and hall or single room, especially in the urban city. We take a break here. We'll come back and talk more. Welcome back on PM Express. My name is Martha Krenzel Akwa. Now we're going to open the phone lines so you can join our conversation on mortgage in Ghana. So you can call us on 0302-211-701 or 702-703 and 704. And then you can ask Mr. Bonso any of your bargain questions. I'm sure he has all the solutions and answers for you. Mr. Bonso, let's talk more about the plan to bridge the deficit, to bridge it. I was talking to you during the break about us concentrating so much on Accra. Everybody wants to build in Accra. Do you talk people out of Accra, or you don't think that's an option for you? Because Accra is choked.
Well, we have customers everywhere. We have people in almost all the regional capitals and some of the districts as well. For us, we will fund any property in an area where it is about 45 kilometers radius of any of the district capitals.
Okay.
That's 1. 2, that area must be an economic viable area.
Okay.
Because we will not fund a house when it's in my village somewhere, but at least in a city closer to my village.
Close to a district capital.
Capital
maybe 45, you do.
At least 45 kilometers radius of these.
So many people have questions for you, and we have Martin on the line. Hello, Martin. Hello.
Hello, madam. Good evening.
Good evening. Martin,
Hello,
where are you calling from? Hello, Martin.
Yes, I'm calling from Juja in Delta region.
Okay, Martin, go ahead.
Yes, thank you for the laudable program that you are carrying out. Yes, I would like to find out from HFC Mortgage. I'm undertaking a project within Juja, and the building is almost completed. It has gone through the lintel level. I'm a government employee on government payroll. I normally receive my salary as usual at the end of every month. I'd like to find out if it will be possible for me to access a loan in order to complete the roofing aspect of the project, in order to avoid the exorbitant rent that I normally face.
Okay, Martin.
Yes.
He mentioned that earlier, but I'll let him say that again when we come back. So let's go on and speak with Kweku from Kumasi. Hello, Kweku.
Hello.
Good evening.
looking pretty.
Thank you. Go ahead with your submission.
All right, I'm a pastor, my wife is a teacher. And looking at our range, so she said you could combine, meaning combine the salary to assess the mortgage.
Okay.
Now, one key question. First one is that I'm about 40 years, I'm 41. My wife is 37. So I want to know, if we combine our salaries, which is around 1,070 to 2,000, how much can we affect? And number two, the mortgage is not too common here in Kumasi as far as the availability of houses like I'm going to Accra, AHN, and various mortgages. So if you can help me with this question, I'll be so glad.
Thank you very much, Kweku. Mr. Bonso will address that one. Let's go on to Tamale and speak with Anani. Hello, Anani.
Yeah, good evening, madam.
Good evening.
I want to find out whether the project they are undertaking it at Tamale.
You want to find out if they have a project at Tamale? As in, you can get a mortgage at Tamale?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay.
So let's put the three together.
Good.
We can start from Martin from
Yes.
Georgia.
Martin,
Can he get that?
Yes, Martin, you qualify for what we call the public sector home scheme, where you could get an interest rate of 15%. I think come to HSC Bank and let's talk, you might be able to qualify for that. It's only 15%. Beyond that, you can qualify for a standard mortgage, and we'll do that very well. I mean, this is basically a home completion. You've reached a certain level, and you want to help. You want us to help you.
He's at the
complete it.
lender.
Yes, I mean that's perfect. So come and see us, and we can work something out.
Okay, then let's go to Kweku Kumasi, the pastor whose wife is a teacher.
Yes, a teacher. Kweku, I think you have various options. One, your wife is a teacher, so she qualifies also for the public sector employee scheme, where she can have 15%. Well, with that scheme, she can borrow up to, I think, 50,000 Ghana cedis without a down payment. So that is one. Number two, both of you with a combined income, I think you said 1,000 something.
1,750.
Yes, closer to maybe 80, 90,000, 70,000 Ghana cedis.
Okay.
And one of you is 41 years, the other is 37 years.
He is 41, the wife is 37.
Yes, with a joint income, you can take a mortgage for up to about 20 years.
Okay.
So come to any HSC bank and we'll help you go through that process.
All right.
The gentleman at Tamale, we have customers in Tamale. Now, if you can identify a house in Tamale, we can give you a mortgage on that house, provided you work.
He doesn't need to come to Accra.
We have a branch in Tamale, so you don't need to come to Accra. So, you know, we can do that. We have customers in Tamale, so that should not be a problem. And I must say, in all of these, the land should be non-encumbered. That means you should have title. Whoever is selling the property
must be the actual owner of the land.
Have title to the property. And once that is done, then we can do a mortgage on it.
Okay. Now we have Osei from Kumasi. Hello, Osei.
Yes, hello.
Good evening. Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening. I did not listen to the beginning of the program. I did not actually listen to the beginning of the program. But I don't know whether he mentioned their percentage of interest on these loans.
Okay. He mentioned, but I'll have him mention again so you can hear that.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, Osei.
Whether it is fixed for the period.
Okay. You want to know if it's fixed for the period. All right. Let's go to Techima now. Hello. Felix.
Good evening.
Please go ahead.
I'm Philip. I'm calling from Techima.
Okay.
I have a parcel of land in Accra, Ashoman Estate to be precise.
Okay.
That is a half plot. And I want to construct a 3-bedroom house. How can they help me? Okay,
he has talked about that, but he will talk about it again. So he will address yours specifically. Thank you very much, Philip.
You're welcome.
Okay, Let's take Isaac also. Hello, Isaac. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Serioso.
Serioso, okay.
Yeah, good evening. I want to find out if it will be possible to get a loan to buy land. We have such facility.
Okay, you addressed that one. Thank you very much. Let's come back to you, Mr. Charles Bonsu. So the first one is talking about the interest rate.
Yes,
for the
Osei in
parent.
Kumasi. If you're a public sector employee, you can take a mortgage from us at 15%. That's the highest that you can go. If the economy becomes very good and interest rates fall to less than 50%, you can take up to 10%.
Okay.
But if you are not a public sector employee and you are like me, at the moment we have the lowest interest rate on mortgages. It's about 29%.
Okay.
And it's variable. It's not fixed because, you know, our economy is a moving economy with its
very
turbulence.
fluid.
Thank you. So it is variable. If you look at all the interest rates, you know, in the market, you realize that at 29 is the lowest you can ever get.
Okay.
If you get interest rate higher
29.
than 29, come and you know, if you get any interest rate lower than 29, I want to know. You know, you can match that. But there's nobody in Ghana at the moment.
less than that.
Yeah, who is giving less than that.
Okay,
Felix,
Philip wants
Techima.
to know. No, okay, from Techima, but has a land at Ashoma.
Yeah, Ashoma, I want to build a 3-bedroom. Now,
Would you?
We want you to start. You should put equity in the land. Okay, want you to start. When you reach the lantern level, then we'll help you to complete it. Okay, so we would like you to put equity in the land because bare land, we don't accept bare land as equity. So put equity in the land, start building. When you get to the lantern level, we'll help you to complete it.
Okay, so the last one, Isaac from Securioso.
You want to buy land? Yes, we can give you a personal loan to buy land. So you don't need a mortgage to buy land. So if you're a customer
what's the
bank,
difference?
The difference is that a personal loan is a very short loan.
Okay.
Short-term loan, which could be anywhere from 1 year to 5 years. Very short. A mortgage is a long-term loan from 5 years to 20 years. Okay. So in your case, you need a short-term loan. We have branches in Sri also, so if you acquire that area, you know, walk in there. If you're a customer, you tell them you want to take a loan to buy land, and they should be able to help you.
Okay. Let's talk briefly about affordable housing. You had a role to play in that.
Yes.
Tell me, how far is it now? How far has it gone?
Well, the role we played and we will continue to play is that we are available to give mortgages to anyone who qualifies to buy any of those houses. Okay. You know, what I know is that the government has been battling with this for the past
since 2007.
Yes,
you got
for
on
about
board.
6, 7, 8 years.
I'm sure no one has come to collect anything to buy any of those.
No, because they haven't told that it's
they are
ready.
Incomplete.
Yes. So when it's ready, and I think a few is coming out. I know the one with OAS from Brazil, I think is complete, and they are working on the prices. So as soon as the prices come out, we will be willing to give mortgages on that. Okay,
we are wrapping up, but in wrapping up, I want you to tell me how you want the housing sector transformed.
Wow.
What it takes.
Well, the sector is very virgin, you know, so there's great room for opportunities for people to make money, and also for the government to help in providing affordable houses. It is a relationship between lenders, developers, and the government.
Okay.
And if that relationship is developed properly, I believe that there will be a lot of affordable housing in the market. Not only that, but then there will also be proper rental housing.
Exactly.
That also can be made available.
Thank you very much for being on PM Express.
You're welcome.
So we've been talking mortgage in Ghana with Mr. Charles Bonsu, who is the General Manager, Mortgage and Technology at HFC Bank. Thank you very much for watching. Good night.